Hey guys, it's Kelly. I got some cute cards to show you. Got some processes that I included in here. Kind of started in the middle of it after the inking, but I hope you guys enjoy.
All right, so hitting record on your camera might be a good idea when you want to share some things. So let me clean up here. So it's been a couple days. I got distracted, couldn't do stuff, but so I have this cute little design here that I'm going to recreate from the kit. I actually am finding up I'm using the stamps and I'm not really using the paper so much. So but yeah, so I got this design here, which I think is super cute. I colored these stamps and I stamped them out. I stamped them and I cut them out. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. And then I colored them with my alcohol marker. So that's kind of boring. But this background here is just really simple. I just take my oxide inks and I just use my sponge and I just go kind of like in an oval, depending on what I want to use, on the scrap paper that I have. So this is pretty thin. I think it's 110. It's not. It's just index stock. It's not card. So it might be 90 pound. It actually feels like 90 pound. But this is some leftover that I have. So with that, what I think I'm going to do is take my little puppy and put him there. And then I stamp this and cut it out. I just fussy cut it. And then I put it on some black sparkle paper. Love this stuff. And backed it with that. Oops. And then I think I'm just going to pop it up. And I might do some more clouds. So we'll see. But that's the plan so far, to kind of mimic this one, because I really like how that design came out. So I think I'm going to do that. But so I'm going to build this one real quick. This is just a cloud thing that I made a while ago. I like to have a few of these of the 5.5 by 4.25 the cloud background, just so they're ready to go to make quick cards. These are perfect for making quick cards. You can put whatever you want on there. And although I liked it with this, I kind of like the background with the shading in the background. I thought that was better. I could add shading on here, but I really like how this turned out and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to leave it. But if I decide to do another one, there's nothing wrong with taking this is Broken China Distress Oxide, and there's nothing wrong with taking actually this is Broken China Distress ink, just plain Distress. I could just take that and shade it through in the middle and make a little scene right here and make it happen there too, but I'm going to leave that because I really like it. Alright, so you're probably going to hear my family noise because this is my life. I just worked all day and then took care of dinner and all that good stuff, and then try to sneak in some creative time after. So this little guy, how cute. I'm thinking maybe I'll back this as well, but it might get a little bit too messy. The way that I did this, in case you wanted to know, it's really as simple as just rigging it. Just a tiny bit of glue. I stick it on there. And it doesn't stick very well, which is fine, because that's fine. And then you just fussy cut around it. This is very forgiving because it's one of those things that you fussy cut that doesn't have, it's supposed to be imperfect. That's what makes it cool. And I got a little bit too close there, but if I don't like it, I can redo it. I have not warned my family that I'm doing a live video, so they might come in and make noise, but whatever. I'm sure your family makes noise when you do videos too. And the video editing, guys, the insanity's got to stop, like for real. I can't have a full-time job and have my creative space and still share on YouTube. And sorry, I can't clear my throat. And then find all the time to do all the editing. It's just, there's too much. And I don't do this for a living. You know, I have a living that I make in mortgage servicing, but when I get off, I want to do this fun stuff. And I love sharing my videos on YouTube. I don't do it to make money or sponsorships or anything. I wish I could. If I could make a living doing this, I'd be in heaven. Literally in heaven. That's exactly what I want to do. But don't think I can make my income doing this. If I could, I would. But yeah, that's kind of cute. So again, it's very forgiving to go in a circle. And then I'm not, committed to that just yet, because if I don't want to back it with that, I can just take it off. So I'll put in my design and I'll see. And that's okay, but I think it makes too much noise. I think it takes away from the others, but so I'm not going to use it. But I might use it on another one, so I'm going to keep that aside because I will be stamping this multiple times and make many more cards. Okay. And some of this is going to get popped up, so, and I don't think it's going to be the clouds or the moon. I think I'm going to try and pop up that little kitty, and I'll pop up the sentiment, and I'll leave everything else in the background. So let's do that, and let's see if we like it. If I don't like it, I'll take it apart. Get my roll of, like, it's like it's got chicken pox or something. Look at it. It's like all these pieces everywhere. Yeah. I think I'll just take a full piece. That's a good piece for him. Right there. Put that on there so I don't lose it. But yeah, good times in the craft room. I tell you, you gotta find a way to make room for this stuff. Oh, I'm not gonna pop that up. Gotta make time for it. That there, and that there, because I might use it here in a second. I don't usually measure this. I just cut what I need, and then whatever I need, I just put back on the, whatever I don't use, I just put right back on. I gotta remember, I'm zoomed in here. So for these, I'm just gonna put this sucker right there, bend it up and cut it into whatever pieces I need. There's no rocket science to this. I used to think, oh my gosh, how do they do that? How do they get that size just right? No one does. Sorry. No one does. If you want to use the little dot things, cool, more power to you. I don't. I'm lucky to get any time to do this at all. So every little bit I get is precious, and to fuss through all that little stuff is just not going to work for me. That, and this little guy's been hiding out here, and I think that's going to work out perfectly in this spot right here. I think that'll be good enough for the kitty. Get my clouds going. I don't go all the way to the edge. I don't think it's really necessary. If somebody wants to look underneath and, oh, I said I wasn't going to do that. I am going to pop this guy up though. At the accident, fit perfect. And this guy will fit perfect across the way, almost perfect across the way here. We'll get some popping. I think that'll be enough. Nope. That's not going to make me happy. A little bit more down here. There we go. So sentiment here. To put the moon in front or behind is the question. I think I'll put it behind because my cloud, my balloon is going to come up right here. We're gonna make it work. I just need to commit. Do you guys like freak out? Like you fuss with it like forever, and then you don't put it down at all, and then you start changing your mind on everything, and your first design winds up being the one you go with anyway. I hate when I do that to myself. He's gonna have to go there because that's where I'm sticking him. Hope it works. We will make it work. I might need a little lower to get it centered on my panel here. We want it centered. Yep, I think I'll put the moon right there. I'm not going to freak out too much about that. This little moon is so cute. I don't know how I survived with that one for this long. And that little guy will go right there. not going to stress about it too much. I like the simple designs. I really do. The less is more in my mind sometimes. I feel like it gets too busy, and then your eye is just all over the place. Like, where am I going to center this stuff? There we go. And now that I got the clouds up and everything is committed, I'll take another look at Let's Celebrate You. Nope, I've decided against it. Oh. There we go. I like to pinch this with my really thin tweezers until I can find where I'm going to put it. Get it centered on my nut here. And I think that will go right there and look super cute. Until I can see this behind it. You know what? Just let it go. And then we'll put him right there. And we will call it done. I like how this design came out. It's so simple and so, I don't know, the stamps are the cutest thing ever. This little kitty, so cute. I'm more of a dog person. I do like cats as well, but kind of more of a dog person. We do not have one for, it's been several years. I can't replace my Yogi Bear. She was just my older videos. You can hear her in the background, her chain. You know, she's my partner in crime, man. She's just tough act to follow there. So I haven't been able to get another puppy. So when I'm ready, I will. I'm not quite ready yet, clearly. I usually like to add some glue behind my tape, but I didn't this time, and that's okay. Part of the reason is sometimes if I lay it down and I want to move it, if the liquid glue gets on this ink in the background, the ink will react with it, and I don't always like that. Okay, there we go. Let me get my tape. Easy design, and you guys are just getting, I mean, color these things and fussy cutting them, that's the easy part. It's like the design and how you're going to do. That's where I start to struggle. Like, I'll get these kits, and I love the kits and I love all the stuff in them, but then when I sit down and try to create with it, I feel a little stuck at times, and I'm just overthinking it. It's just me getting in my own way. If I just slap it down, I wind up really liking it. But yeah, I fuss with things. Alright, that looks good. And then I can never get this stuff on here straight. I don't know how y'all do it, but you do. Nice. I like it. It's got a little bit of dimension, not too much. It should fare very well in the mail. If I pop this up on my card front, it would probably struggle in the mail. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to lay it down just the way that it is. And I'm just going to use my trusty ATG. Best thing ever for card makers. Ever, ever, ever. But then when I go to put it down, I'm like, oh my god, I can't get it straight to save my life. If you got tricks, I want to hear them. Like, I think I get it straight, and then I put it down like, oh, I'm not far enough. Look at, I have more space down here than I do up there. I'm already over it though. If anybody wants to notice that, and I gave them the card, and I'm going to give this to a friend, if they have an issue with that, then I clearly need different friends. I need a new friend if you're having an issue with that. I have this little stamp. I'm not crazy about it, but it's what I bought, so I just use it. It's just designed by Kelly in this funky stamp, and I like to put it on all my cards just so that people know it's handmade. I used to put this little stamp that said handmade, and I would initial it, and that was fine. It's always imperfect, this stamp, and I'm fine with that because I love imperfect. But there it is. It was super cheap. And I gotta make sure I dry that real quick so it doesn't smear all over the place. And I'm trying to find a local area here where I can donate my cards to like a senior center. or something like that that might need them. Because I make a lot of cards just for the sake of making them, and I'd like for somebody to enjoy them. They don't always fit for who I want to send them to, so, but it might fit for someone else. So this is super cute, just like that. I could leave it just like that. I really like adding these little dudes. These little guys, I got them on Amazon, and they're just like little clear bubbles. And I like adding them on my projects. I think they add, oh look at that, I grabbed 3 of the sizes perfectly. Sometimes this big one is a little scary, but I think it just depends on where you put them. You know, if I put them up here in the rain cloud, I don't know, it might be a little bit too big. But, and then where to put them, it's like, I fuss over this forever. So, let me see. This wasn't part of the design that I had already coordinated. And then there's teeny tiny ones in here that I think are really cute. I gotta get those out with my nail. There. So they're just clear, and you just put your, I like the Bearly Art Precision Craft Glue. Let me put my needle in it. I really like this. Oh, by the way, trick. Oh, the balloon didn't work out in this guy. I cut it off. Anyway, trick for your needle, stick it in there. You guys can't see it, darn it. Let me move it down. There we go. I always keep my needle in here so my glue doesn't get clogged, and I just stick it in my little Simon Says stamps paw things. They're so, I love those things. But anyway, this Bearly Art Precision Glue is just stellar. It's the best, and I've tried a lot. I used to love, I still do love the Nuvo, this one right here. This is still a really good adhesive as well. But my favorite by far is the Bearly Art Precision Craft Glue. I highly recommend it. It's got different nibs and different tips. This fine tip is amazing for all things Craftalicious. Okay. So I think more than 3 would be too much. And I kind of like to do like, I don't know where I'm going to put them. And I don't want to bore you guys with it. But there's nothing wrong with me putting it right on there, but so I will fuss with this for probably, you know, who knows how many minutes on where to put this. Kind of like that one right there, that one there, and then one down at the bottom. I think it'll be distributed correctly if I do it that way. Huh. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna commit. Oh! There's all kinds of ways to do this. I have one of those little jewel picker-upper thingies. It just does not work. Gotta be careful here because this is reactive. My hands are shaking. It takes the teeniest tiny little bit of glue for these things. And it spreads it out beautifully. Don't touch it too much. Ta-da! Oh God, I just poked myself. There we go. Alright, I think that is super cute. Now, what to do on the inside. I tell you, I'm really a fan of decorating the inside. Let me show you some cards that I've been making. So, I'm not a huge fan of shaker cards, but I did make one recently. With some little hearts inside there. It says sending hugs, little teddy bear, and then the inside has some sticker hearts in there. This guy is one of my stamps that I have. I just colored it and used the same technique here as I did here. Colored it with alcohol markers and embossed my sentiment and then cut it out, and then I add the sentiment inside, and then I mat it in matching the front. And then there's this little teddy bear guy. These are, I think these are penny black stamps. Shoot, I can't remember. birthday wishes, and then I embossed that, and then inside just the matching. I didn't put any stickers in there. I guess I could put a little flower stamp. I might revisit that. And then this one, just for you, a little bit of sparkle, just colored it, again matching on the inside. I should put a heart on that one. And this is my new, this one is so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this. This is a Clearly Stamps Art Impressions by Bonnie Krebs. She makes the cutest little dudes, and they all come with all the dies and all the stamps. Comes with everything in here. It's so cute. I've got extra little leaves floating around in there. But oh my gosh, I love that so, so much. So, and all these little guys are popped out. I don't know if you can see, like the doors open, and they cut in the die, and you cut all these little leaves and you put them on however you want. There's dimension on it and everything. So little birdie told me it was your birthday. There's little rabbit and little chipmunks and squirrels and birds, and so cute. And then that's a stamp that came with the set. It says go nuts. And then this one, with enough coffee, anything is possible. Again, just emboss that. And this is a die set and stamp set that I have. Just did the inside. So I've been having fun with this design style where you just kind of put a halo behind it. And I think it works really well for these super cute critter stamps, especially when you don't want to do too much to take away from how cute they are and the sentiment of the whole reason why you're sending the card in the first place. So I hope you like that. And then I'm going to do another design here that's real similar to this. I haven't done the inside yet, but I'll go use just, let's see, I think I have some left over here. That might even be big enough. That's not quite big enough. But I will use red and white on the inside, and then I will probably use heart stickers on the inside for that. But I'll come back to that. You don't need to watch that. But this is the next design. Again, just using that same format, but behind this happy birthday stamp, which comes in the stamp set with the June kit. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Where is it? I will find it and share it with you. Oh, it's right next to me. Here it is. That's not a very good way to see it. Hold on. Get some paper. Actually, the stamp background. So it comes with, you're invited to a party, happy birthday, let's celebrate you, floating by to say happy birthday, and all these cute little, I did a little happy birthday banner. That's a cute banner, I like that. And then the clouds. So, and I will probably stamp these clouds, so we'll come back to that, we'll revisit that. But this is the design that I have so far. Now if I wanted to revisit the same one that I did that I really like, there's nothing wrong with that. Now it's still different. I could put the moon in there too, or I could just leave it like that. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I think if I tried to put more of the, I was trying to find a way earlier to say, oh hey, well then maybe I've got a little blemish on this one. Maybe I could pop this one up. And then this little teddy bear dude, you know, but I'm like, ooh, gosh, this is getting really crowded, isn't it? Little crowded. But is that doable? Absolutely doable. I think I could totally get away with doing that. But I'm going with less is more. I colored these, and that took time. Not too much time, but took time. So I could get several birthday cards out of this one design, and I know that I already like it. So why not roll with it? Right? Not hard to do at all. So we'll stamp out some stuff. And we'll make it again. So I'm going to stamp them all. I'm going to color them, and then I will be back. You guys don't need to hear me talk through that.
Alright, so I got everything cut, and I fussed with my placement over and over and over again until I finally found a way that I liked it for this next one. These are so cute. I have so much fun doing these cards and doing just the halo effect. It's super cute. So I just fussy cut the happy birthday sentiment, backed it with some glitter paper, and it's not like crazy glitter paper where it's going to fall all over you. It's the good glitter paper. There's a piece of it on my workstation there as well. So now I'm just using my ruler. I'm going to try and make sure that I'm centered, and I'm just kind of messing with the placement of it. So, and that's a trick, guys. If you fuss around as much as I do with a placement of all the elements on your card or your project, if you fuss around with it for so long and then you're like, now I took everything off and I forgot how I really liked it. I forgot the end result, the one I really loved. Just take a picture with your cell phone and then recreate it that way. So that should help you. So I'm just using this paper that matches that cracked pistachio ink. I think that's the color that I used. It's been a hot minute since I did this, but I'm just using that paper as a mat behind it. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to use a white card base or a black one. Either one would have been great, but I decided to go with black. Now, I first started with just the matte black, the plain cardstock. And since the matte was behind the happy birthday sentiment with the glitter paper, I decided that I would use the glitter paper. So you can get these packs from Amazon. I think you can get them from Michaels too. So it's the one that I have is like black and silver and gray, and it's really really handy to have that. It's great for die cutting. It's great for matting things. So lots of use out of that paper. And I knew that I had a piece that was still kind of like quote unquote pending. Like, oh, I could still do a lot of matting with this piece right here. So I just looked for it, found it finally. But yeah, that paper on camera it looks a little dull, but it's really really nice. It's got such great interest in the background. There's some gold and silver ones, so it's a really nice pack to have. And I wound up just not needing a brand new sheet because I could use that old one. So, and that will wind up being my card front. So I'll just put it, it'll be 5 1/4 by, or I'm sorry, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And that will just be the mat for my card. And I'm bringing out my tonic cutting thing. I love this guillotine. It is great for the bigger papers. Otherwise, I usually use my Tim Holtz one. So this one is great for cutting the really thick paper. All the guillotines are, but this one I like best for the bigger paper. So if you guys don't have one, I'll put a link below for Amazon where I get it. And if you don't already have one, I definitely recommend that you do it. If you're doing a lot of cards, if you're doing just smaller projects, you probably don't need this heavy duty one, but it's definitely, I've got more use out of it than I thought I would. So once I got my placement down, I put some foam tape behind the parts that I thought were appropriate. And I wound up just using my Barely Art glue for the back of my foam tape because I don't really trust it in the mail. And I wasn't sure if these were going to be mailed or not, so I just wanted to be prepared either way. So once I got that matted on there, then I decided, and here's a trick too, that I found that the ATG or tape doesn't stick with that glitter paper, so I just use liquid glue. It's definitely best to do that because it can get into all the little porous pieces and make sure that it stays in place. I would highly recommend using the liquid glue when you're going to use that as a mat so it doesn't come detached. So there it is. And then I definitely like to do the inside of my cards. Totally optional, guys. Obviously, it's your card. You make it however you want. But I like to do the inside of them. I like the matting to kind of mirror what's on the front of the card and to be, I don't know, just kind of friendly that way so that it's, you open the card and you're like, oh my gosh, there's even more in there. I don't know. I think it adds a little bit extra. Hopefully you guys do too. But there's nothing wrong with just leaving the inside and writing out all your cool messages that you got in there. Nothing wrong with that. So this is just plain 90-pound cardstock that I just cut to size and left the border. And then in the stamp set, I really love this stamp set that came within this card kit. There's so many birthday options with this one. It's year round. You could use this. It's so great. There were little stars in there too, and I put that on the inside. So that stamp right there just says Designs by Kelly. That's just a stamp that I got with my with my company name on it. And I put that on the back of all my projects. And then these little bobble things, they're just little, kind of like a flat back pearl, but they're clear, so they look like little bubbles on the paper. I am so in love with those. I'll leave the link for those that I got from Amazon below. Definitely a great price point, and they add so much. It's one of those cool things on your project that, like, when you see it, you're like, what is that? And then you got to touch it. They are so cool. I love those things. But yeah, so then I use my block, like I was saying earlier. There's cute little star stamps in the stamp set. A lot of times I overlook all those cute little stamps that come in these big stamp sets, but they really add a lot of interest in the background, and just sometimes it's just that one finishing touch that you need. So I just stamp that on there on the inside, and then off camera I actually wound up putting some Wink Castella in there just for a little sparkle for the inside. And kept it interesting. And I like to dry that too because sometimes it's going to smear. So I definitely highly recommend using your heat tool when you stamp something like that. Just get it to dry. Otherwise, I don't know how many times I've smeared it across the whole darn project. So that's pretty much it with this one. I went ahead and found the sentiment that I liked on the inside and stamped that and called it done. And I created another one with the cloud background. These are so much fun to make. They're really easy and they just really, really satisfying. It uses a bunch of your staples that you have in your craft room, and you end up really, really happy with the project. So try it out, guys. There's the examples at the end. That's the one I just did, and that was the one using that background with the clouds. Love that. And there's a little kitty on there too. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and share, and I'll have lots more to come, guys. Thank you so much.